Hey everybody, it's Mark again, and as promised, we're going to do something different. I've been working on this Regula 701 movement with music, and I finally got it figured out. And so this video is going to consist of portions of my already previous YouTube videos, but then it's going to show you what I figured out. So kick back, relax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, grab a cigarette, and let's learn stuff. And by the way, I'm supporting Seth Lingenfelter's clock design shirt. And I will leave a link in the description to Seth Lingenfelter's YouTube channel. It's called Clocks with Seth. For the YouTube video of his shirt designs, and at the end of this video I will leave a link to his YouTube channel so you can subscribe to his channel, order some shirts, contact him, and he will design you some shirts if you order enough shirts from him. And how many shirts you have to order from him, it's up to Seth, because I'm not going to say. So, again, kick back, let's learn stuff. Now, we're going to show you what I already have on YouTube, but we're going to combine it into one video. Again, and we're going to work on this Boxing Grapes Cuckoo clock that I recently bought off Marketplace, and it has the Regula 701 movement in it. First of all, I was talking about this sticker where I thought it might have had 3 songs. My Black Forest expert, Valentin Weber, says it's one song, it's just in 3 different languages. And so, second, the bellows are on this side. This is the low note bellow, and this is the high note bellow. They only used 1 screw in the securing it, so I'm probably going to put another screw or another nail, that way the bellow doesn't go sideways. Now, as you can see, there's about 2 inches left. Now, if the bellow was down all the way like this, you don't really need another hole screw, because the bellow couldn't turn on you. But the way it is, over time the bellows would turn on you. So I'm going to put either a finishing nail or another screw in this thing. And I got the high note bellow marked with an asterisk here. And I also have the high note bellow wire, lift wire, secured, the wire that actually goes to the bellow, secured with some hair ties. I went to the dollar store to buy some more rubber bands because my rubber bands were screwed up. They were breaking, and they didn't have any, so I decided to buy these hair ties, which I think will actually work better. Rubber bands with heat, they will break on you. This hair tie has got a coating, and so I don't think it will break on me. And so I'm going to try that. Also want to talk about, when you go to working on your clocks, I tell you, you got to have a parts bowl. This is a microwavable food meal that I ate, and they make really good parts bowls. And so instead of you using your wife's or your spouse's bowls from the kitchen, ask her to save you the microwavable bowls that come in frozen dinners or meals, they make really good parts bowls. So anyway, I got the movement out, and I took pictures, and I'm going to try to explain this. This is a great wheel here. This is the second wheel, and this is the escapement wheel. So typically, in all the other videos I talked to you about, a 8-day movement would have an extra wheel in this train. So, not knowing this movement, if you count the wheels, 1, 2, 3, you would think that is a 1-day movement, because 1-day movements only have 3 trains from the great wheel to the escapement wheel in the train. However, this movement has this wheel right here, which you can see is attached to the great wheel, which typically, I still don't know what that wheel is for, but this clock is a 1-day movement, and we talk about that later. Would be in this area right here, but they put it over here, slowing the system down, making this an 8-day clock. It's not an 8-day clock. Great wheel, second wheel, third wheel, and fourth wheel. 8-day movement. Regula 701. And by the way, I have my camera, which is my phone, on airplane mode, so hopefully nobody will bug me. So the first thing I need to do is to take off the rack and snell. Typical rack and snell, like any other Cuckoo clock has. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. Taking the wire that holds the rack stop lever down, taking that wire off. And for the purpose of, so this is not too long of a video, we're going to skip all of this. I'm going to have to figure out where these wheels go. And we talk about the music system later. So again, I'm going to skip all this. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the rack stop lever is giving me some issues. This is what the movement looks like with all the wheels in it. This is the music side, this is the Cuckoo side, and this is the time train. And again, I don't know why this extra wheel is in here, because later on when you see the Cuckoo and the music weights drop, they drop faster than an 8-day movement. Now, with this extra wheel in here, I haven't hooked up a weight to see whether this runs an 8 days, but I don't believe it's going to. Because if it does, you would have to be winding the Cuckoo side and the music side every day. Goes like that. here we're trying to figure it out.
I'm still working on this Regula 701 8-day movement.
The chains
seem to be 1 day. But anyway, I'm almost there, but the music is not timed right, and I gotta figure that out, because watch what happens. Cuckooed. Now the music is playing after the half hour.
It's not going into warning, and I'll show you why later.
It goes into warning on the hour, and it plays on the half hour. Comes back in, and then it goes back out, and that's because the stop levers are not stopping them. It'll stop as the movement continues to tick. That's because the warning pin hits it again. After a little bit.
Again, you don't need to see all this because I'm just trying to figure this movement out, and I show you later that I got it figured out.
Even though it's a full plate longer, it's dark again. I do want to mention this 701 movement. This movement stand here will not work on that movement because it's an 8-day movement.
Not an 8-day.
It will not fit up at the top, and when you fit it at the bottom, it's way too heavy. I need to get my procrastinating butt in gear, and if you remember me showing you a movement when I was visiting my friend's house that pushed on the movement versus pulled on the movement like this would work for that movement.
It will not work for that movement. Luckily, I got a different movement stand which does work on that movement.
So I really need to, I can actually hold the movement.
And here I got my movement stand built, but I'm still not happy with it. And so the other stand I got works better.
Stand version 2.0. It might be just this movement, but it just wasn't secure enough for me. And I already had holes drilled in one of these, so I put holes in another. So now you could take a wire and go from this bracket to the foot on the movement that goes into the case anyway. You do that on both sides, and I could have done it on the other movement, but the other movement is issue. Well, I thought I had it going fine.
Again, I'm still figuring out this movement.
Some is working properly. From the front of the movement here, and hopefully y'all.
And I show you later, so we're going to skip all this.
This Regula 701 movement, a lot of adjustments on this thing. This lever right here, acts like the wire in a regular music box movement, to where the wire catches the governor pin. Well, this little pin right here is kind of like the governor pin, even though this is the governor pin. And
I still in this video, I do not have it properly adjusted, and you will see later on in the video why I don't have it adjusted properly. I'm thinking the whole time that pin off this wheel here has to go in this black lever when the music is stopped, and I'm wrong. And I show you that later why I'm wrong. It's that Regula 701 movement. Here it says Regula 701, and I believe it is a prerequisite of the Regula 71 movement. This movement goes into that boxing grapes clock that I have, and I've been working on this movement. This lever right here catches this wheel right here when the music is in warning. And as you can see, this lever and this pen on this wheel is not touching when the clock is done with the music. There's supposed to be a screw on here to adjust this lever, but I broke it, and I also had to make up a different wire for this movement. Also, when this clock is done with the music, there's a pin that drops into this cam right here on the music grate wheel, and I shouldn't have done that. And as you can see, when the music is playing, this lever bypasses that pin. You can also see that the weight is dropping fairly quickly. Therefore, it's a 1-day movement, not an 8-day movement, as I first thought. And again, when the music is done, this pin is away from this black lever that catches it. Now, on the half hour, it just cuckoos. But on the hour, it goes into warning, and that black lever is catching that pin. Then it cuckoos, and then that black lever is going to raise, and that's what that spring is for, to raise that black lever out of the way. Now, I have not done my weight test on this movement yet, but I have a heavier weight on the music side than I do the cuckoo side. When it's done playing the music, this lever is away from this black lever here. So I'm going to dust off the movement because it's been laying in on my desk, got all dirty, and it's time to put this movement back into the clock. Now, I do want to do a weight test on both the cuckoo and the music before I go any further. And so I need to trip the cuckoo again. And it looks like the cuckoo takes a very light weight. In order for me to trip the music, you have to have weight on the music to do its function, but I'm going to go ahead and go to the hour. And I'm going to take the weight off the music side because it's already in warning. Now I'm going to go weigh this bucket. And it takes about 320 grams of weight to activate the music. But we're going to see how much weight it takes to activate the music. Which is also about 320 grams of weight to activate the music. Because you can see it's spinning just fine. It actually takes a little bit less to activate the Cuckoo. I just added a little bit more water. So now it's time for me to add the time side chain, dust off the movement, and put this thing into its case. And this is the case for the clock. It's a huge box and grapes clock. The topper is currently off of it, but I'm going to give you an estimate of how long it is. Close to 27 inches long by 18 inches wide. I paid quite a bit of money for this clock off the marketplace. I paid $100. Well, a lot of people would say that I didn't pay that much money, but for me, it's quite a bit of money because I normally don't pay that much for clocks. I paid $100 for the clock and then shipping, so the clock cost me about $150 total for this one-day clock. But the reason I bought it is because it is freaking humongous. And because it has a Regula 701 movement in it. I've never seen a regular 701 movement. Didn't know what it was, but now I do. And so before I can put this movement back into the clock, and the bellows, I don't remember if I had to repair the bellows. I think they were already in good shape. I misplaced the bird and the little man that is attached to the movement, so I have to look for that. But it's a beautiful clock. It's if you were to buy this clock new, I'm estimating it would cost you $1,200 to $1,500 or more. I'm going to see if I could find one that's for sale that is similar to this. But look how beautiful the frame is on this clock. There is some pieces that somebody repaired. I'm going to use my super glue and baking soda method to fill in these cracks. but it is beautiful. I thought at first it was a Cuckoo quail clock, but it's not. And there's the music box. So, anyway, it's a beautiful clock. And before I put the movement in the case, I had to clean up the case, so I used New Life Furniture Mask. And now I let it dry, and now I'm wiping it off. And the pendulum is the last thing that I need to wipe off. I use the baking soda and super glue treatment on the case. It's on the back. You're not going to see it, but I wanted to give it some strength. And so it's nice and sturdy now, and it's nice and clean. So now I need to put the movement in the case. And of course the topper itself turned out pretty good. I'll touch it up with some furniture markers after I finish putting it all together. And since I have no idea what I did with the container with the hardware in it, I'm having to use new screws. And I found I got a new bird out. I got a music man attached. So that's why I do not work on clocks for a living, because I get involved in so many things that I just forget things. If y'all know what I mean. I'm putting 2 screws in. And then I'm going to check the Minute Arbor center wheel to make sure that there's plenty of space in the dial hole. And this clock only had 3 screws in it to start with. And so right now it's touching, so I need to adjust the movement some. When I took the movement apart to clean it, I turned the connectors some, and the screw holes are not lining up. Actually, I take that back. This clock only had 2 screws in it to hold the movement. And I need to see if I could get this thing to the left some more. So I need to loosen up the nuts. Let's see if that will work. And tighten the nuts back up. It will not work because it's not touching the music wheel. I gotta move it closer to the music wheel. Because this is a bigger clock, the hardware that I bought from Time Savers, well, there is some that works, but it's just as easy to use a paper clip. Paper clip is the right strength. It's able to bend, so I like using paper clips. Before I go any further, I have to adjust the music box. I got the Regula on there so the music wouldn't move. And which it didn't move. But now I need to put this into my stand, put some weights on it, and trip it to see if the music is going to play right. If you remember, I told you in another video that once you add the music box, you might have to add some more weight. And the 320 weights, we're not doing it. I got a heavier weight on it, and I have to adjust the snail because it cuckooed 13 times. So I got a video that explains why it cuckooed 13 times. But this is the half hour. Here's the hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then the music plays. So that's a good thing. 701 movement, other than it cuckooing 13 times, I got the music sorted out. And the most important thing is this black lever in relationship with this wheel that goes on this pen. I thought that that tab had to be in that black lever when it was all done playing the music. I was wrong. It has to be away from it. That way when the clock goes into warning, and we're going to show it to you one more time. It's a half hour and it doesn't play music on the half hour. Here's the hour. watch that wheel right here when I turn the minute arbor center wheel. This pin is going to go into that black lever, causing it to go into warning. So now it's in warning. So now the Cuckoo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And after it got done cuckooing, the black lever raised up, which allows this copper wheel to spin around. And when it's done, the cam inside, this pin is going to drop inside the mouth of the cam inside the movement. Typically, you want the wire for the little man. There's 2 different attachments on that post, and currently the wire is closest to the door, and I want the wire on the opposite side of that post. So I got my little hemostat holding it so I can put the wire on the other side of the post that he rests on. Let's see if I can adjust this camera so y'all can see a little bit, if anything, of what I'm doing. I'm spreading the wire open and taking it off of that post that he's on. And now I got the wire here that connects to the door, and I'm going to put it on the other side, the far right side of that post of that thing that he rests on, and then connect the wire to the door. And when I take my tool off, he should just slam into there. And if he's not, it could be that it could be a couple things. This thing that the screw goes into, the little bracket, could be in the way. And it could also be somehow I pulled the chain. But as you can see, I got the music wheel, the great wheel, closer to the music wheel. I'm probably going to have to adjust it from the side here, but that's okay. But I got the minute arbor center wheel in the center hole of the dial, and because there was only 2 screws, I still got to connect the bird wire, but because there was only 2 screws to start with, I want to put in some more screws, but I'm going to pre-drill a hole first. That way the screw goes in easier. And I don't want to go that far because I don't want to go out the other side, if that makes sense. So now, add in another screw. And hopefully that bracket is not in the way, because I'm going to go ahead and add the last screw. The way this movement is nice and sturdy in the case. And go ahead and tighten up the nuts, make sure they're tight. Because I did have to loosen them to turn everything. As you can see, the wires that I put on is not in the way. I might have to bend that arm. But now I have to put a wire on the bird, because this is a brand new bird. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Well, the video is about an hour long right now, so I think I'm going to cut it off, and we're going to do a part 2 on this video. I hope y'all are enjoying this video presentation. Again, it's a Regula 701 movement. I bought this clock and I paid $140. I paid $100, then I paid $40 in shipping. I bought it off a marketplace. A friend of mine has a Regula 72 movement, which is an 8-day movement. Regula 71 is a 1-day movement. Regula 72 is an 8-day movement. Regula 71 or Regula 72 could have music. His has got the music. Therefore, it has that black lever on the back and that cam and the governor that sticks out of the movement. So I wanted to figure out how to fix mine so I could figure out how to fix his. And so I am pretty confident in what I've learned off of my movement. And I still think the Regula 701 and a Regula 702, I've never heard of a Regula 701 or a Regula 702, but I think that they are the prerequisites to the regular 71 and the regular 72s. It could be the other way around. A regular 71 could be the prerequisite to the regular 701. I do know that you can order brand new regular 71s right now, and 72s. And so, again, I never heard of a regular 701 until I bought this clock. And so I don't have any clocks with a regular 71 or a regular 72s, but they are designed for great big tall clocks, the newer clocks that are 4 feet or 5 feet or whatever, 3 feet in length. And so the taller the clock, the longer the bird arm comes off the movement. The same way with the music post for the little man and the cuckoo to sit on. I hope y'all learned things. Please hit the subscribe button because it's free to do so. Stick around and we'll do a part 2 on me repairing this clock. I'm gonna look around my desk and see if I can find the parts, because I need the pendulum leader wire is a long system. It has to go from here all the way down to here, and that is, let's measure it real fast. It's going to be about, if I get my tape measure to go in there, and it don't want to go in there. There we go. It's going to be about a 7-inch pendulum leader wire, because you want the leader wire to be sticking out of the movement about a 1/2 inch or so you can connect the pendulum to it. And these are standard pendulum leader wires, and as you can see, it will not come out of the movement. So I want to look around on my desk and see if I can find some parts. And so stick around for part 2. Tell your friends who have cuckoo clocks about my YouTube channel. I've been told I got the most YouTube videos on repairing cuckoo clocks. I don't know. I know I got a lot. But anyway, may God bless each and every one of you.